Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive into something really important today? We're tackling workplace culture. Making work a place where people actually enjoy being, not just, well, have to be.
Absolutely. And it's something that I think a lot of people, they hear positive workplace culture and they think, oh, like beanbag chairs and, free pizza Fridays.
Right, like those weird team building exercises, we've all been there.
Exactly. But it goes so much deeper than that. It's about respect. It's about feeling valued. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels empowered to, really bring their A game.
And speaking of bringing your A game, our first stop on this deep dive is all about leadership, specifically leading with positivity. But how do you actually do that? Because, like, no one wants to be that person, with the fake smile, pretending everything is sunshine and rainbows when it's not.
Right. It's not about being fake or, painting over the cracks. It's about a mindset shift. Like, think of it like, have you ever done improv comedy?
I have not, no, not my area of expertise.
Okay, so like one of the core principles is yes and. So instead of shutting down an idea or focusing on the negative, you acknowledge it and you build on it.
Okay, I'm seeing where you're going with this. So, like, instead of, oh, the project's delayed, what now? It's, yes, the project's delayed, and this gives us time to really refine our strategy.
Exactly. You're reframing the challenge as an opportunity. And this isn't just some feel-good fluff, by the way. There's some fascinating research out of the University of Michigan.
Oh, tell me more.
They found that teams with positive leaders, they're not just happier, they're actually more creative, more adaptable, and way more resilient when things get tough.
Makes sense. I think we've all worked with someone who, like, their bad mood just brings down the entire team.
Exactly. Negativity can be so contagious, but the good news is so can positivity.
Which leads us perfectly into our next strategy, encouraging collaboration. But again, it can't just be, empty words. How do you actually create a culture where people feel comfortable speaking up and sharing ideas, even if they're a little outside the box?
Psychological safety is huge. You have to make it clear that it's okay to disagree, to challenge the status quo, to, you know, respectfully push back.
So more than just saying you value everyone's input, you're actively seeking out different perspectives.
Exactly. Because, let's be real, if you don't feel safe speaking up, you're probably not going to.
Right.
You're going to keep those ideas to yourself, and that helps no one.
Absolutely. And again, I see how this ties back to leading with positivity. You can't have real collaboration if people are afraid to take risks. Okay, on to our next strategy. Recognizing achievements. Now, everyone loves a good pat on the back, but does it really move the needle, so to speak?
You might be surprised. There's actually quite a bit of research on this.
Yeah.
Gallup, for example, they found that employees who receive regular recognition are way more engaged, like significantly more engaged in their work, and way less likely to jump ship when another opportunity comes along.
So it's not just about being nice, it's about, well, I guess retaining your best people.
Exactly. But here's the thing. It's not enough to just, toss out a generic good job
Yeah.
every now and then. It has to be specific. Acknowledge the specific action or contribution, and then explain how it made a difference.
So instead of, hey, great presentation, it's the way you presented that data was so clear and concise, it really helped the client understand the proposal.
Exactly. It's so much more meaningful when it's specific and genuine.
Now, onto a topic that's, well, especially relevant these days, work-life balance. With our always-on culture, is it even possible?
Not only possible, essential. And I mean essential for both the individual and the organization. Look, when people feel like they have permission to, actually disconnect, recharge, come back refreshed, they're going to be more productive in the long run.
Because I think we've all been there, right? Glued to our phones, checking emails at all hours. It's exhausting
Yeah.
and definitely not sustainable. But there's this misconception that work-life balance equals lower productivity.
It's actually the opposite. Studies show companies with strong work-life balance initiatives, they have higher productivity, their employees are happier. It's about working smarter, not harder, not longer.
Okay, and last but definitely not least, let's talk about conflict. Because let's be real, it's gonna happen. So how do we address conflicts quickly and constructively, especially if, some of us aren't exactly confrontation people?
Right. Well, first, it's about shifting your perspective.
Yeah.
Instead of viewing conflict as this battle that has to be won, think of it as an opportunity for growth, for understanding.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. But like active listening is huge here.
Hmm.
Really trying to understand the other person's perspective and then, finding common ground.
So not avoiding those difficult conversations, but approaching them with empathy. Looking for solutions, not just trying to be right.
Exactly. And even if you don't find a perfect solution right away, just the act of engaging in that respectful dialogue, it can really de-escalate the situation.
It's amazing how these 5 strategies, they seem simple on the surface, but they can really transform a workplace.
It's about creating that environment of respect, collaboration, and appreciation.
So here's a final thought for you to, kind of ponder. What's one small action you can take today to cultivate a little more positivity in your own workplace?